How many hours a week would you say you spend watching online video? If you ever sat down and just calculated it out, I think we'd all be pretty surprised. Online video streaming services like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, HBO Go, etc., it means that anything is accessible at any time. Now this is great for consumers, generally speaking, as this means you can watch whatever, whenever you want. You don't have to worry about missing an episode or planning your life around the finale of your favorite show. By watching all the show as quickly as possible, you not only get to be part of the conversation, but it also frees up your time for other things. Again, for the consumer, in theory, this is a net positive. You don't have to spend weeks and months thinking about and discussing the newest episode because you get them all at once, and now that you're done, you have more free time. And that sounds pretty great. But free time for what? Thanks to clever marketing, visual, audio, and mental stimulation tricks, what ends up happening is your time is freed up to ultimately just keep watching more stuff. Every service, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, whatever, wants nothing more than to keep you watching, keep you active on their site or app or whatever as much as possible. For the writers, directors, and studios who make the TV shows, movies, or videos that you watch, like here on YouTube, this becomes a bit of a nightmare. Whereas before, TV would take anywhere from a few months to most of the year to finish out its season, now they can be watched and dissected by everyone over the course of a single weekend. The combination of social media ubiquity and on-demand video streaming 24/7 has intensified the phenomenon known as FOMO, the fear of missing out. Now, while FOMO itself is certainly nothing new, it's probably never been as strong as it is today. When a new movie or serialized program comes out on Netflix, for example, there's this drive, almost this kind of social requirement to watch it all as quickly as possible, to be part of the conversation, to avoid spoilers, or just to not miss out. Consumers want content and they want it now. YouTube and Netflix have trained us to expect all of something now and have access whenever we want. After all, it's much easier to spend one entire Saturday watching 10 episodes of a show than to have to plan every Saturday night for the next 3 months. But when the show is over and now suddenly you have nothing to do, you want something else to watch, something more to watch. This has created a huge supply and demand gap between consumers and creators. Whereas before it was understood that movies or TV shows would take time, the internet, with all its facets of on-demand entertainment and updated by the second social media services, has trained us all to think in terms of the now. This need to keep up with the demand for more shows to watch, the need to keep viewers entertained as much as possible for as long as possible, to make sure they don't click away, heaven forbid, and do something else, has ultimately killed creativity. Relatively recently, YouTube switched over to favoring just straight watch time over any other metric. The more minutes your videos are watched, the better your channel as a whole will perform. This means you need longer videos more often. And we've all seen the effects that this has had, certainly on this platform as a whole, but also on the creativity of the creators. Everything has become formulaic, the same content regurgitated over and over, the same style, the same ideas. When something works, it's immediately run into the ground until the next slightly less lifeless idea comes around. The nostalgia push from Netflix and movie studios is yet another symptom of the death of creativity. You take something that was popular before and you just do it again. Fuller House, Girl Meets World, Magic School Bus, Bill Nye, Ghostbusters, Lord of the Flies, remakes. I mean even Marvel movies, which are based on old comic books, they've become so formulaic and so well-defined and mass-producible that every movie follows the same exact plot points, the same structure, to meet the demand for more content as quickly as possible. Now, this is not the fault of YouTube or Netflix per se. Nostalgia is a powerful tool, and there's obviously some demand for it. If there was no market for these things, then in theory they wouldn't exist, or they would exist much less frequently. The internet has given us a lot of good things. Life is more convenient than it's ever been, but at what cost? The microwave, the computer, the cell phone, social media, email, all these things were invented with the idea of making our lives easier and freeing up our time. And in many ways, we do have more time, but the quality of that time is maybe worse than it's ever been. Artists or inventors like Da Vinci, for example, would spend months or years on a single piece or idea, perfecting it slowly over time. Now, I don't really envy that kind of lifestyle, but with the internet like it is, our world moves so fast we never get time to just sit and think, to dream, or just to create something. Our lives are run by mathematical algorithms that tell us where to go, what to think, what the value of something is based on its popularity. Likes and retweets tell us what information is worthy of our time. I mean, Twitter only has like 4 different kinds of jokes and they're just repeated over and over again because they get the most likes and retweets. Or how YouTube uses machines to decide what videos we watch, like this one. You know, Elon Musk warned us about AI taking over the world, but in many ways, it already has. Creativity is dead. The internet has slowly but deliberately turned content and creativity into a formula to get us to watch more ads, to watch more videos, to binge the newest season as much as possible so we can move on to the next one. We want more and we want it now, but what we get, ultimately, is nothing. You know, the internet is an amazing thing. It's given us a lot of opportunity. I mean, it's basically completely transformed the world. I mean, especially nowadays, everything is linked to the internet. Job applications, school assignments, even jobs themselves, you know, all of social media, like everything is just linked in to the internet, which, you know, in theory is a good thing because it's like anyone can access any information at any time, which is true to a certain extent, and the internet is a wonderful thing. However, the whole idea about the internet was to give everyone a voice, to say everyone can say what they want, and we're all kind of on this even playing field. Because we're able to access everything at any time, we've all come to expect that there's just this endless amount of stuff that we can do or look at or listen to or whatever. Again, the whole idea of the internet was like anyone can do anything and everyone has a voice and you know, let's just get the best of the best to rise to the top. But it's not even about the best of the best rising to the top. It's like whoever can just do the most. Whoever can do the most videos the most frequently, or whoever can put out the most stuff all the time. We've been so trained to expect more stuff now that it's like no one can keep up anymore. The creativity is gone, because I mean, creative stuff takes a long time to make. You know, it takes time to like plan it and make it and refine it and get it going good. But now it's not about the creativity, it's about, you know, there's kind of these formulas that exist about what videos work, what kind of music sells, what kind of jokes are funny. And people just fall into these formulas, and it's like, as long as you do it this exact way, it's gonna sell for a while until the next thing shows up. And so someone who's trying to do something different or unique or interesting that actually is really good and valuable, oftentimes it gets drowned out by the 27,000 versions of whatever this popular thing is. You know, now I might be saying, well, but I mean, if that's what the market wants, then that's how it's driven, and you know, that's just how things are. But the thing is the internet is not driven by the market or by just mass popularity, whatever. Because, you know, everything from YouTube to Facebook to Twitter, whatever, everything is now run by these like algorithmic, like robots basically, that decide where things go and where they're placed. Especially on YouTube, you know, there's people on YouTube who make very popular videos that will never get featured by YouTube. They'll never get put on trending. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's just the idea where, you know, people working hard to make videos that even if they get popular, they're still not deemed to be good by this like invisible machine hand that decides what goes where. And so it's like the creativity really is dead. It's all about playing the numbers game. It's about fitting in the formula, making sure the joke works the way people like it, making sure you make your video or your music or your tweets or your Facebook post, whatever. You have to make sure they fit in with the, you know, SEO algorithms and everything. It's all about just matching a formula. You know, people talk about AI is going to take over the world, but like it already has. Like everything we consume is dictated to us by machines, by robots. So this is the final video in this kind of series I've been doing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. I had a lot of fun making it. I learned a lot just making the videos. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a thing or two as well. So don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.